He's on the sidewalk. He's walking north towards the cove.
I'm on the phone, by the way.
That's fine. I'm on the phone too. He's walking north. Yeah. Towards where you parked. It's a blue shirt and khakis. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah. Yeah, he said he doesn't answer questions. Okay. You want me to stop him or just keep walking with him? I mean, we're on the sidewalk right now, so. It was the same thing, basically. They gave him a map of the park and told them where they could be and couldn't be according to the dispo. That's what it said in the dispo. I didn't get to talk to him after the call happened. So, meeting phone call. So I didn't get to talk to him, but I saw the dispo. Yeah. Hmm? I don't know. Okay. Alright. Alright, bud. We've been walking for a minute. I'm going to ask you to stop at this time because I'm detaining you.
okay.
Alright.
What crime?
Well, Corporal Susser's on his way over here. He's the one who has the information. He's on his way up right now. So.
All right. So, what's your name and badge number?
I'm Officer Herman, badge number 609.
Okay.
How's it going, sir? I'm Corporal Susser. I'm the supervisor on duty today. Alright, so my understanding is that we were out with you guys yesterday. You're trying to get petitions signed for voter registration, is that correct?
I don't want to answer that question.
It's perfectly fine, okay? You're not in trouble as of right now. Alright, the reason why I say that is this event that's going on, it's a permitted event. So basically, the person who's in charge of this rented the space from the city. So yes, it's a public park. I acknowledge that, right? However, the park can lease, or the city can lease the park to private events. And some of those private events can be art in the park, Oktoberfest, Fun Fest, any sort of carnival, right? So when they do that, they sign a contract and agreement from the city saying, hey, I'm putting on this event. Each one of these vendors have to get a permit in order to come in, right? So each one of these events that you see have a permit through this event that's sanctioned from the city, right? So the person who's putting on this, they just want their customers to just worry about the art, the decor, and all the stuff that they came here to see. What they don't want is for people to approach them asking them to sign a petition, which is solicitation, right? So I know yesterday we came out and talked to you and said, and gave you guidelines about how that area of the park isn't rented, right? The field over there isn't rented. The entrance is not rented. However, this entire area, including the parking lot, that is rented by this event, right? Approved by the city, and this is being ran by a private citizen who's just trying to put on our part in the park, right?
Okay.
So here's the thing. I know you're over there, over where the CCSO assist team is. All right. They tried to talk to you and you walked away. All right. You were advised yesterday not to go in there, correct?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. We have a document. I know you were given a map of the areas. Okay. So I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm not trying to make things harder than they should. Okay, but however, I need to advise you that if this event manager does not want you guys walking through, you can't be there and they have the right to ask you to leave. Okay? If you refuse to leave, you can't be arrested for criminal trespass.
So are you aware? So I have a question for you.
Okay?
What is Article 2, Section 5 of the Arizona Constitution?
Well, I'd have to look that up. I don't have that memorized, sir.
Okay. So would you like to look it up?
Sure. Article 2, Section 5 of the Arizona Constitution. Right of petition and of the people peacefully to assemble for the common good shall never be abridged.
All right.
Okay.
So, I was told that the areas was around the tents.
Okay.
So I've not been around the tents to petition.
That's why I'm not saying you're under arrest. However, you are detained because I was told by one of the security members that you were over by the tents and the RVs and the parking area. That's why I'm talking to you now. You're not under arrest. However, I have to advise you of future consequences if you were to walk through there. All right? I'm not trying to impede your right to petition. I'm not trying to impede your right to peacefully gather. I'm a constitutionalist myself. Okay? All right? However, I have a job I have to do, and I have to enforce law. All right? What a lot of people don't understand is this park is owned by the city, which is a government entity. I understand that. Okay?
Right.
However, it is owned by the city of Sierra Vista. It's property of the city, and they are allowed to put guidelines. That's why parks have open and close times. Right?
As long as it doesn't violate the Arizona Constitution.
So just let me explain, right? So park closes at 11. If I see you out here at 11:30, I have the authority to make you leave because the city has set those guidelines. Okay?
All right.
And these are reasonable guidelines. And one of the guidelines for the event today is that someone has rented the rights to the park for this event. So if they don't want you here, they temporarily have the right to ask you to leave as long as you are petitioning. However, if you are not petitioning, you are welcome to come in. Does that make sense? They only want individuals who are here for the event. Right?
Okay.
You can petition outside of this area. You can also petition over at the entrance on Fry. We have a lot of foot traffic coming in and out. It's not just vehicles. Fry. The Fry Boulevard entrance is one of the focal points of foot traffic. That is my recommendation to you. If you're at that area,
I appreciate the recommendation.
yeah, if you're in that area of the park, I see no issue with it whatsoever. Okay, I'm trying to be reasonable here. All right, does that make sense?
Okay. So, I mean, this playground area?
So, I would consider this playground area part of the event. Because as you can see, a lot of people have kids. They bring their kids over here to relax, have a good time. Okay? we
So
have
I'm
to.
not intruding on their business by going to the park, and I would say you'd be violating my constitutional right to petition.
I'm not violating the right to petition. However, I'm providing guidelines as a reasonable person would perceive it in order to make sure you are exercising your rights and also their rights to freely assemble for an event coincide together and they're not interrupting one another. Okay? Because you have the right to petition. However, you don't have the right to interfere with something that's sanctioned in their assembly. Just like it's one of those messes. Okay?
So there's tents over here,
Okay.
and then there's a playground over here, which I'm not seeing any business going on over there other than kids playing and
Look, man, what I'm saying is we both watched multiple families, multiple individuals come from the tent into the playground. I would consider that part of the event because they've rented the park. They can bring their kids over there to relax. They have people watch the kids as they play, which is still part of that event, while other people are walking around, or they may just be taking a break. Okay? Like I said, I'm not trying to make this harder than it needs to be. I'm just providing guidelines and providing you opportunities where you can still petition and still get that foot traffic that you're looking for. And that at the best...
So you're saying that I can't petition over at that playground area?
No. I consider that part of the event.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So what's your name and badge number?
Corporal Susser, badge number 560.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So I appreciate your time. I didn't catch your name.
I prefer not to provide that.
Okay. I just want to let you know, okay? I'm not going to push for your name now. However, if you're found back in the event, you will have to provide your name because you're being advised of what's going on today. If you fail to identify yourself then, that is actually a criminal charge. Okay, I'm just letting you know, just in case it comes up in the future, because like I said, I'm trying to be an open book, and I don't want to, cause any surprises.
Okay, so you're saying you would have... So, and if you'd be willing, I would like to know, so there was some drinking going on over there yesterday?
Okay.
Is that going to happen again today?
Drinking?
Like, there was alcohol, like some alcohol vendors there, and...
If there were vendors, it sounds like they have a license.
Okay, but is there an event going to happen again today over there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
All right, man. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, I can answer them now. If not, I gotta go back to my car and take a phone call.
Okay, so again, so do you have documentation as to the map of the area that they've rented from the city of Sierra Vista?
The event manager should. I'm sure that's part of the agreement that they signed. However, I don't personally have a copy of that. So that's why I'm going off the good faith of what my reasonable assumption of the area is. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not. I could be. Okay? However, I'm just saying, playground, tents, over to the parking area and the parking lots, I assume, based on professional knowledge, that that's all part of the event.
Okay. So, I'm trying to understand. So you don't have a clear map as to what's part of the event, and you're going to assume that that playground over there is part of the event.
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay.
All right. Unfortunately, in this job, we're not privy of every single piece of information when we come to a situation, okay? So when people rent out the park, if I'm not part of the planning committee or the person putting it on, I'm not given that information, all right?
Okay.
I could try and track it down. I could. However, we have calls pending. We have people calling 911, people asking for police assistance, all right? So I don't have the time to go track down that documentation. However, if you come across it...
So I have a constitutional right that you're going to say doesn't apply based on undocumented information?
It's documented. I just don't have the documents here. They wouldn't be here if it's not documented. Okay? It's just like protesting anywhere in the country. All right? This municipality has the right to tell you where you're going to protest. Right? You don't have the right to protest in the middle of the street. However, the city has to give you a reasonable space in the area in which you want to protest that doesn't infringe on your rights, and it still allows you to freely do your First Amendment, right? The free speech. So instead of that center of the street, they could move you over into a park 1 block over. That way everybody's safe. All right? It's the same thing as here. You have the right to petition. I'm not telling you you can't. However, they control this area, okay? So like, if there's someone doing something they're not supposed to or causing a scene, they have the right to ask them to, right? Just like stores. If you go out in front of Fry's.
So a store is different because it's private property.
This is city-owned private property. All right, yes, it's owned by a government entity. However, the city owns it and they can control what goes on. Just like I explained to you, if you're here after closing...
Hey, if anybody's up in a Tombstone, there's going to be a white and color Volkswagen.
We have the right to enforce that trust. Right? Just because it's a park doesn't mean you can do whatever you
2
want.
to 3 minutes down. Plate's going to be...
It's asking you not to be in there. And I provided you over on Fry. I'm telling you, a lot of foot traffic go in and out.
Oh, okay, that entrance there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go check that out.
That's a good spot. And if you're there and they approach you, okay, and they give you a hard time, call us, and I will fix that issue. Okay. So I'm not here to bust your butt. Okay. What I am here to do is to be an unbiased third party that can come to a compromise.
Okay.
Okay.
I also do want to say, just because I'm carrying a clipboard doesn't mean that I'm petitioning. So for example, I was on my phone talking, which while I'm on my phone talking, I'm not petitioning.
But you're actively here with petitions on your clipboard. All right, look, I'm not going to get in the nitty gritty.
All right.
Okay, but I see where you're coming from. If you want to go in there, make it look like you're not petitioning. All right, because the event managers are going to call us. Okay. If you want to look in there, I'm sure they would love to have you in there as a customer. Right.
Okay.
It's just, like I said, I got to find that middle ground, man, and I'm not trying to cause any further issues. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
No. I mean, do you have a business card?
It's in my car. I don't have any in my pouch, unfortunately.
All right. Well, I gotta get busy.
People have been down here before. It looks like the last couple of activation I have on that one's going to be on the 30th
just keep
of
in mind what we talked
hit
about.
90 south on it, 1427.
You have a good day, okay? It was a pleasure talking.
It's going to be out of Sierra Vista. Looks like, oh, you know what, give me a second. I think I read the wrong place.
Ooh, it got hot.